And so I started my career in advertising. I became a marketing officer for a small company. And then I worked my way to becoming, I was actually in one job after the other because I was kind of exploring at that stage,
Yeah.
like we all are after graduation, So
Yeah.
I became a marketing officer and then I became an SEO junior editor. and then um, and then it was about a year or two before I landed my dream job as a copywriter for an advertising agency. And that was where everything was just full blown. I was enjoying every single bit of the brainstorming session and I was just enjoying the process every single day. And I think that's also when I began to validate that, if you really love what you're doing, the success of it just follows. And so after that, I went on tour with my choir. So I had to quit my job. I went on tour for 3 months and then I got back to the Philippines. And then I became an accounts executive for a smaller advertising agency. And then I became an account manager. So, it came to a point where I felt like the burnout of it, I got burned out in advertising. But it wasn't because I didn't like what I was doing. It was just too much. There was too much. I felt like I didn't have any rest. So, and at a certain point, I then felt my creativity take the backseat. Everything was just becoming a requirement. So, um, at the end of like a year and a half in the company, or almost 2 years in the company, that's where I met my then boyfriend, now my husband. We quit at the same time, and then we created our own.
That's
So
great.
that was, I think, already 6 or 7 years into my career. And then I quit, and then that's when we started our own. That's when we started our own agency. So when we started our agency, it was just a partnership. We were just catering to every single thing. Again, when you start a business, you're also in the exploratory stage for a long time.
Yeah.
So, we didn't have a niche just yet. We just knew that we wanted to have our own thing. We wanted to be accountable for our own success. So we started small, just serving small clients here and there. And then, but the thing there is, with every single client that we had, big or small, we gave it our 150%. So that grew because it was like word of mouth on steroids, and
Yeah.
everybody referred us, and then we just grew, and then we narrowed things down. We found our niche in social impact marketing. We closed our first big client like a year into our business,
Oh,
and
wow.
that first big client was USAID. And
Oh,
that's when we fell in love with social impact, with the power of creativity to create social impact to uplift society. And that's when we started creating more for development agencies, for local government, and things that uplift society. And even if we do work with corporate clients, we always look at the human centered side of it. So, and then in 2020, that's when I started to have my personal brand. I opened my personal brand on TikTok in 2021. And that's when I went full blast with my education ecosystem. So I started a second company as an educator, catering mostly to starting creative entrepreneurs, primarily in developing countries, starting with my own in the Philippines.